Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you a couple of calculations so that you can find out how to know if a property is good for invest. All right, thank you so much everyone for coming back to my channel. Again, today is another episode, another video that I'm gonna focus on investment properties and how are you going to analyze the properties so that whether it's a good investment property or not. Because in 2022, there's a lot of prediction that investors are gonna start coming back even more, and there's gonna be more demand for investing. And maybe that's you, right? Some of you may know because you may have some down payment putting in a bank, saving for it, right? But before the interest rate go up, you want to take advantage of low interest rate because low interest rate is very important. You're gonna be the monthly mortgage payment, which is one of the most expensive expense for your investment, and it's gonna be still low right now compared to if you wait for another year or so, the interest rate gonna go higher, and you may not be qualified for an investment property or not. Forever, right? So take advantage of that now if you want. If it is a good fit for you, perhaps this is some time that you should invest in real estate. Okay, and now, but today I'm gonna focus on a quick two calculations so that you know whether it is a good investment property or not, right? So number one, cash flow. Okay, cash flow number one is the difference between the income minus expense. Is right. It's very simple formula right here. Cash flow equal income minus expense. Okay. The difficulty is how to determine income and how to determine expense. In this video, I will not talk about how you can determine that appropriately, but I'm gonna go over the calculation so that you know the basic and the idea of how to do so. Okay. Let's say the income here, if you buy an investment property, right, you're probably gonna have some rental income monthly. So we're gonna do, like, let's say in this example, 2,300 a month. Okay, and add all the expenses that you have, maybe it add up to 2,000 a month. Okay, now this gonna include in a quick explanation. It's gonna be including your principal and interest. It's gonna be including your tax, insurance, HOA, all kind of prepare that you can think of, and vacancy and things like that as well. And I'm gonna go in much more detail in another video. But in this video, I just want to show you the calculation. So assuming that you already know these numbers, cash flow gonna be about 2,300 minus 2,000. So that means you have a cash flow of $300 a month. Okay, so this is the extra money that you have every single month by owning the property and rent it out for someone. Okay, someone else gonna make the payment for you and you get an extra here. What you know with this, all right, for 12 months, you're gonna get about $36,000 in bank saving. For 3 months, that's another down payment for another house, right? But it's gonna be another conversation that we have to talk to. Today, I just wanna show you, okay, the calculation, how you do, how people talk about cash flow all the time. But what is cash flow, right? Cash flows is equal income minus expense. In this example, you get $300 every month if you have a monthly income of 2,300 and total expense is about 2,000, so 300, right? But how do you know? How do you know if it is a good investment, right? Because, for example, in another example, maybe you can, I don't know if you can see this, just want to make sure. Let's say if you are able to rent out another house for 1,700 and the monthly payment is, monthly expense is also 1,400. So the cash flow is the same. Which one is better? Which one is better? Right? Because they always, what if you have limited capital and you cannot buy both, right? If you are able to buy both, that's perfect, get them all. But let's say if you don't have that much capital and you have to decide between those two, which one is better, okay? So let's go to a different calculation right here. So this is cash flow, right? Number one is cash flow. So we're gonna go to the next one is cash on cash, return ROI. Cash on cash ROI, okay? Cash on cash Sometimes it's abbreviate by doing cash on cash return on investment. Cash on cash return on investment equal for the total income divide by the total invest. Okay, the total invested, and this is the ratio, so it's going to be multiplied by 100%. Okay, the total income divided by total invested multiplied by $100. Okay, now total income here is yearly. Okay, it's a little bit different here. We're going to look at that as a yearly calculation. Let's say, come back to the example of the previous example. So the total income gonna be 2,300 multiplied by 12, which is, I have to get my calculator real quick. So let's say 2,300 multiplied by 12, that's 29,900. Okay. This is the total income you get every single year. Okay, every single year you're gonna get this number. Hold on, let me get my calculator real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, and then let's say you have you purchase the purchase price is, let's say, 400. Okay, 400,000. So the amount to be able to find the total investors, you have to find out the down payment that you make, the closing costs that you have to pay to get the loan approved, and all kind of rehab that you have to pay. Okay, so let's say purchase price is 400. So normally for investment property you have to do 20%. Okay, for example purposes, that means it's $80,000. Okay, $80,000, and then let's say the closing cost gonna be about another $6,000, 1.5%. And let's say rehab, you have to put in about, let's say, another 5,000 for rehab, right? You have to paint, you have to touch up, you have to do cover the wall. So it's a small amount of investment right here. So the total cash that you have to put in at the beginning is about $91,000. Okay, so this is the total cash that you have to put in, $91,000. So now that you have this number and this number, you just have to do a quick calculation of 29,900 divided by 91,000. That is 29,900 divided by 91,000, which is about 32.85%, 0.86%. Okay, so within a year, this cash on cash return ROI is 32.86%. Okay, to be honest with you, this is a little bit high. Maybe because of the way that I set up the example, right? But this is the basic on how you do the calculation. First of all, you have to do the total income, which yearly, which is this number right here, and then the amount purchased, right? The purchase right here, and then you have to do the calculation for the cash that you have to put in for the down payment, you have to put in for the cost, you have to put in for the rehab, which is this number right here. 80,000 plus 5 plus 6 is 91, and then you divide these two numbers to get the cash on cash return ROI. Okay, so that's 32.32%. Now, what is the benefit of this? Okay, this is gonna give you an idea of how much you're gonna get at the end of that year. If you put in that much, how much you're gonna get relatively to that amount, right? The reason why I say relative is that with the same amount, you can do another investment, right? You can do stock, right? You can do gold investment. You can buy the same amount, right? You can buy stock for the same amount, okay? But and then you can estimate how much you get from the stock, at the end of that year and do some similar calculation, and you compare where it is a good idea or not. Okay. Come back to the other. So you to be able, when you look at this number, the higher the number right here, the better for sure. All right. But now, here, let me give you a hint. This is not the end. This is not the end of the calculation. There's going to be much more because this is just the initial check, right? What if within 5 years, we're going to have appreciation? What is the total? That is the total return after 5 years after we sold it, because this one doesn't have into account of how much the value of the house going to be after 5 years, right? What if there's more? What if there depreciation, right? What if the home get depreciated and you lost, right? So another calculation is total investment, which we will not have time to cover in this video. I will go over that next year. So if you're interested in that, come back here next week. Come back here and I will present the information to you. My name is Long Lee, and today we are talking about how to know if a property is a good to invest. All right, thank you. Bye bye.